Hello everyone, welcome to my very first online YouTube video on how to use Lightroom and Photoshop. My name is Chris Sveen, and today I'm going to show you how to use the command line mean in Photoshop to get rid of noise in a photo. So we're going to show you how to get this picture of the Astoria Tower in Astoria, Oregon out of this picture. Big difference, huh? So let's get into it. So right now what we have to do is we have to prep 3 photos. I took 3 photos here of the Astoria Tower, and all at 30 seconds at f/16 ISO 100 with a 19mm lens. We need to prep this and get this ready for Photoshop. So here's what we do. Let's get rid of that. Go into the Develop module. Go into our Basics tab. And what I like to do first is bring down the highlights. Open up the shadows. And it's not going to look very well right now. That's all right. You want to set the white points and the black points. What you do is you hit the Option button on a Mac, and it'll make the screen all black. And what you do is you bring this up until you start seeing the white points starting to show. See the little reds coming out? So that's too much. We don't want to have too much of that. Get rid of that. Still looks terrible. Don't worry about that. Black points, go till we see a little bit of black points like that. Black points are okay. You always want to see some type of black points in your photo. Now, for your white balance, this one, I've tested them all out. Daylight looks terrible, makes it yellow looking. When you go to cloudy and shade, it just increases the yellow, as you can see. But for some reason, auto makes it look blue, which makes it look more natural. So I like that, but if you look at the histogram up here, it's all towards the black. So let's bring the exposure up and even it out a little bit more. Okay, and I like it about there. As we do that, let's double check the white balance again. Ooh, see, let's bring this back down, the white points. I don't like to have any white points on there. And the blacks, adjust that again. There we go. And now if you notice, if you bring it up, look at all this grain. See that? That looks terrible. So we're going to be messing with the grain a lot, and to get all that out. But for right now, we need to adjust this photo so that it's not crooked. And I'm going to say that it's right about there. Looks about right. Let me see again. Yep. Okay. So the lines right about here are even. So let's do that. Okay. So I don't want to adjust the clarity, vibrance, or saturation at this point, because you'll see why as we get into Photoshop. As for right now, it's a little flat, so I like to go here and just add a medium contrast to it. It's a slight S-curve. and you can see on or off. So let's get out of there. Details. This is where we can sharpen the photo. I'm going to bring it up to about 60 because it's already a very sharp photo when you zoom in on the picture once it renders. There. See, you pretty sharp up here. So luminance and noise reduction, I'm going to bring that up to about 50 since there's a whole lot of noise in here. And it's going to do some, but it's not going to do as much as you would hope. And then we're going to mask. Hold down the Option key, Alt Option key, and move that to the right until all the screen goes blank. There you go. It goes black. And then you want to move it up until the sky is pretty much black. And we'll go about there. But if you notice, there's still grain in the picture. So from this point, I do enable profile corrections, remove chromatic aberrations. I do not get into the effects at this point, although I will put in a little bit of dehaze to about 20. I also use a photo checker passport, and I put my color calibration onto what I've already deemed for my camera to be shade, and it gives it a much bluer color, or much deeper color. So what we have to do now is we have to take all three of these photos down here. So we shift, highlight those, go over here to sync, synchronize this, make sure check all is on, synchronize. If you watch down here, you see these are all going to adjust to the same thing. So now they're all synced. What you do is you right click on your mouse, bring up this, go to Edit in, open up as layers in Photoshop. At this point, I'll probably pause the video and come back when it's loaded. Okay, we're back. So now what we're doing is we're in Photoshop. We've got all three of the same picture loaded, but they were three different photos that I took. I didn't move the camera. It was all on a tripod. So what we have to do is first we have to align these images. So shift, click, highlight all those, go up here to Edit, down to Auto Align Layers. All you want is auto on, don't worry about lens correction. We already did that in Lightroom, and so just hit OK and let it do its processing. Okay, and here we are. So now that we've got this, we can crop it. Go up here to our crop tool, and we'll bring this down a hair. Bring this side in a hair. About there. See if we missed anything. Nope. One thing you want to do when you're cropping is uncheck this delete cropped pixels, because if you have that checked before you hit the enter key or the upper or the once you enter it, they're gone. And if you ever need that real estate back on your picture, then you're going to have to start the whole thing over from scratch. And I didn't do a very good job on the right hand side, so let's hit crop again and just bring that in. There, that works. Hit the check key, or you can hit enter. Let it do its thing. Okay, so what we're going to have to do, and I can fix this later again in Lightroom, it's much easier. We need to convert these 3 images into one smart filter. So go up here to where this box is and go to convert to smart object. And it's going to merge all those layers together into one smart object. Now that we have a smart object, and you can tell a smart object because it has this little box thing within the box, we need to go up to Layer, Smart Object, Stack Mode, and Mean. And what this is going to do is it's going to smooth out all the weird pixelated areas and get rid of the grain, because it's going to average out all the pixels from all 3 photos together to make it a more smooth photo without all that grain. See what a much nicer job it did. We can zoom in here a little bit so you can see how smooth it is now. So let's go back to full view. And there you have it. At this point, I will close this out, save it, and it will re-import it back into Lightroom, where we can finish processing the final image. Okay, so now here we are back in Lightroom. Here's the photo after we imported it back from Photoshop. And from here, all I'm going to do is some very minor tweaking. The vibrance needs to be brought up, and look at how the blue drops. Vibrance adds a little bit of contrast as well when you're bringing it up, and you don't want to do a whole lot because it's going to start making it look cartoonish. And so what I do is just bring it up till it looks good to me. About there's good. Oh, maybe a little bit less. We'll do it. Less is more, so I'm going to do it about there. We'll go to Details, and Details looks fine. Let's go to Effects. Here we go. If you want to add some more dehaze, about 6, about 12. And then add some post-crop vignetting, about 20. Looks good to me. Maybe a little less. Do about 17 there. And that's it. Put it on full screen. And there's your tower. Got lovely details down here on the bottom. Nice and sharp. No grain in the picture. And although in this particular picture there are some highlight shadowing up here. That can be taken care of with a clone stamp, but that is for another video. So if you like this video, hit like and press share, comment. We'll try and make some more videos for you in the future. Talk to you later. Bye.